Let this single dot represent $1,000. Now this is $100,000. Stack it further and it becomes $1,000,000. Until finally $1,000,000,000. Now imagine someone like Aliko Dangote whose fortune is over $13 billion. Now here's the part that hits the hardest. For the average African earning $200 a month, it will take over 417 years to earn just $1,000,000. If you've saved every single cent that you've made, 1,000,000, not billion. That's longer than some African countries have ever existed. In Naira, that would be 1.5 billion Naira. In cedis, over 14 million cedis. In franc CFA, that would be nearly 600 million francs. Now let's be real, most people will never see 10% of that in their entire lifetime. And yet, there are people who earn more than that in a single day. Some even without clocking in. Now the question is, how? How did they break into that world? What do they know about money that the rest of us don't? Is it luck? Is it connections? Or is it the system designed to keep most of us outside, forever chasing shadows? Today, we break it down. From the dusty streets of Aba to the gold mines of Johannesburg and the villas in Accra to the oil wells in Rivers State, Nigeria, we'll cover the untold truths about money in Africa. What the rich do not want you to know. What exactly do you believe about money? Is it hard to come by? That you must work yourself to the bone to earn it? That the rich are either born lucky, corrupt, or somehow different? Let's be honest, most of what we know about money wasn't taught in school. It was learned from struggle. From watching your parents hustle day and night to put food on the table. From pastors screaming about sowing seeds while wearing gold watches. From movies that show rich men as evil politicians or fraudulent oil tycoons. But let's flip that. Because what if I told you most of what you believe about money in Africa is a lie? Let me explain. In places like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, and Cote d'Ivoire, the average young person is taught the same life recipe. Go to school, get a degree, find a job, and if you're lucky, that salary will somehow cover food, rent, bills, and your black tax. The unspoken responsibility of feeding extended family members. You earn, you pay, you repeat, just like a human cash machine. But what if that entire model was broken from the very start? You see, our school system barely teaches financial literacy, how to grow wealth, how to invest, how to build assets. Instead, we are trained to memorize for grades and hope for jobs in economies with shrinking opportunities. And so, even when the sharpest minds, doctors, engineers, lawyers, are still trapped in a system where time is exchanged for money. Now pause. If hard work equals money, then every farmer in Benue, every mechanic in Nairobi, every bricklayer in Kumasi should be a millionaire. But they're not. Meanwhile, some people sit in air-conditioned offices making millions from investments, dividends, or businesses, many of which they didn't even build themselves. This is the bitter truth. Money doesn't always follow efforts, it follows systems, leverage, and value perception. Let me drop a stat for you. In 2023, Aliko Dangote made over $300 million in 1 month, more than most people will ever make in 3 lifetimes. Not because he worked harder than a shoemaker, but because of the systems he owns. Cement, sugars, oil refineries, things that generate cash even when he sleeps. In South Africa, Johann Rupert, chairman of Richemont, which owns brands like Cartier and Mont Blanc, made over $1.4 billion in net worth during load shedding, while the average citizen was trying to find where next power will come from. In Kenya, Equity Bank executives took home tens of millions in bonuses while many of their customers couldn't access loans to grow a tomato farm. You see the pattern? Wealth in Africa isn't about working more, it's about understanding more. And most of us were never taught the game. So we look at rich people and say they're just lucky or they did something shady. And yes, sometimes that's true, but most of the time it's because they understand money differently than the rest of us. And if you keep thinking money is evil or only for corrupt people, then your brain will automatically reject the idea of wealth, even when opportunities are right in front of you. But don't worry, we're just getting started. Next, I'll show you the truth about money, what the rich actually know, and how they use it to control not just businesses, but governments, media, and even structure. Let me say something that might sound a little too harsh. Money doesn't care about your hard work. It doesn't care about your degree, your sleepless nights, or even your dreams. Money follows one thing: perceived value. And most people who control it, they understand that better than anyone. In a capitalist world, and yes, even in Africa, we still playing capitalism. You're paid in proportion to the problem you solve and the number of people you solve it for. Let's break it down. A civil servant might work for 60 hours a week and earns 90,000 naira. A YouTuber might post just once a month and earn 900,000 naira. A telecom owner might sleep throughout the week and earn 900 million naira. Why? Because money doesn't follow sweat, it follows system and skill. Let's bring it home. Aliko Dangote sells cement. Now think, how many bags of cement are used every single day across Nigeria, Ghana, Benin, and Togo? Homes, roads, bridges, mosques, churches. His wealth isn't magic, it's math. Solve a big problem and save millions of people. That's scale. Mike Adenuga builds Globacom. Every time you recharge 100 naira, a fraction enters the empire. Whether you're calling your side chick in Lagos, your grandma in Onitsha, or texting in Accra, he's making money.
Call him again, brother. That your girlfriend. Don't be the caller. I know how many cards you don't know there.
Now multiply that by 60 million subscribers. Here's the real money equation. Money equal value times reach. If the value offer is small, like sweeping a compound, then your reach is small. Only one person pays you, then your money will always be small. But if your value solves a bigger problem like fintech, logistics, or telecoms, and your reach spans a continent, you guessed it, you become a billionaire. Let's do another quick example. Burna Boy releases a song. The song gets 100 million streams globally. Each stream pays him a fraction of a dollar. But because the scale is massive, he earns millions. He didn't earn that by hustling harder than the guy frying akara in Mushin. He earned it by building a product once and distributing it infinitely. That's leverage. That's wealth. Most people chase jobs because it feels safe, but jobs sell your time, and time is the only currency you can't earn back. Let's say you earn $400 a month. To make $1 million, you would need 2,083 months. That's 173 years. You won't be able to live that long. So if your only method to getting rich is working more hours, you've already lost the game. So now here's what the wealthy know. They don't chase money, they chase systems. They build businesses, they buy assets, they invest in property, oil, logistics, telecom, stock, and infrastructure. While you're working 8 hours to earn $10, the system is making $10 every 8 seconds. And guess what? That's not a Western concept. That's not Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. That's Dangote, Adenuga, Rupert, Nassef Sawiris, Ibrahim. Men and women who play the game better, not harder. Because the truth is, wealth is not emotional, it's mathematical. So now you know this truth, and the question comes, how do I start playing the game? Don't worry, because in the next part, I'll tell you all about problem solving. So now, you understand that money follows value and scale. But here's the catch. Not every problem is worth solving. At least, not if you want to be wealthy. Let's test something. Imagine you open a cereal spot in your street. You're solving a problem, hunger. But you're stuck on one corner feeding 50 people a day. You've just built yourself another job, not a business, and definitely not wealth. Now imagine you franchise that suya business into 1,000 locations across Africa. Now you're solving the same problem, but for millions. That's scale, that's leverage, and that's how empires are born. Let me show you how Africa's wealthiest think. Tony Elumelu didn't just open a bank, he built a network of banks across 20 African countries and invested in power, healthcare, and logistics. He found a problem that won't go away, the need for access to finance, and he scaled the solution. Johann Rupert, South African billionaire, most people don't know him, but every time you see someone rocking one black pen or a Cartier watch, his empire just got richer. The problem? Luxury and status. The solution? Own the brands that the rich obsess over. Now, don't be fooled. Not every business idea has to be tech or banking or oil. It must meet two criteria. 1. Is it a real problem people deeply care about? 2. Can I solve this problem for many people without using my time every time? That's the formula. Here's another example. Paystack, a Nigerian startup, the founders asked, why is it so hard for African businesses to collect payments online? They built the solution. Years later, they sold the solution for $200 million to Stripe, a global problem solved locally. Jumia said, people in Africa want to buy online like Amazon, but logistics is messy. They built a local version, imperfect, yes, but again, they attacked a real pain. You don't need to be the smartest, you need to listen. What do people complain about? What's slowing businesses down? What's missing from their lives? What's frustrating to the average Nigerian, Ghanaian, Kenyan, or South African? If you hear some complaints over and over, congratulations, you built a market. Now the question is, can you solve it in a way that doesn't depend on you being there every single time? Because if your solution still needs your sweat every day, you didn't just build wealth, you built a job. This is what most people miss. They chase money directly, but not the wealthy. They chase pain points. Money is just the reward of making something easier, faster, cheaper, safer, or better. Let's go even deeper in the next part, where I show you how to build money machine, not just a hustle. Now, you know the truth. Money doesn't go to those who work the hardest. It goes to those who solve the biggest problems for the most people with the least effort on their side. This is where most people tap out. But not you, because you're still here. So let me show you how the rich multiply money while everyone else is trading time. Step 1. Build once, sell forever. What the Dangote's factories, Mike Adenuga's Glue, and Strive Masiyiwa's Econet have in common? They built once and sold endlessly. Dangote built cement plants, now bags of cement move across Africa with or without him. Adenuga laid cables, now every Glo core or data plan at this pocket. Masiyiwa built telecom towers, now every SMS, every call, every subscription keeps cash flowing. That's power of systems. They don't trade time for money, they trade solutions for passive cash flow. Step 2. Escape the time trap. Let's break something down. If you're a barber and you charge $5 per cut, you will need to cut 200,000 heads to make your first $1 million. But what if you built a barber franchise, or sold your own hair product, or created an online course teaching barbers how to build a business? Now, your time is no longer the limit. Your system works 24/7 while you sleep. The rich build systems, while the poor build schedules. Step 3. Automate or delegate. Hear this, if you're still doing everything in your business yourself, then you're not building wealth, you're babysitting the hustle. The wealthy don't do it all. They hire talent, use software, set up repeatable processes, focus on only what they do best. Every billionaire in Africa, from Aliko Dangote to Kuzbeka of South Africa, runs their business like a machine and not a mood. That's how you scale. Step 4. Think in multiples and not units. The poor think, how can I end this week? While the rich think, how many people can my solution reach this week? Let me give you this equation. Wealth equals to value times reach times time independence. Value is how badly people want to use your solution. Reach is how many people you can serve. Time independence means your money flows even when you don't show up. The richer you want to be, the more of these 3 things you must stack. Let's do a quick example. A teacher earns $300 per month teaching 30 students, but another teacher creates an online school and earns $30,000 per month teaching 10,000 students. Same value, massive difference in reach and time freedom. That's the formula. Let me ask you this. Was it ever really about money? Not the paper, not the currency, not the zeros. What you wanted, was it to buy time, buy freedom, or to buy dignity? You didn't dream of money as a child. You dreamed of what money could give you. A home where your parents never had to work again. Trips around the world. The ability to walk into a store, restaurant, or hospital and never ask, can I afford this? But somewhere along the line, life happened. School told you, get good grades, get a job, and you'll be fine. But they never told you even the best jobs won't make you rich. They taught you algebra, not assets. They taught you history and not how to buy a house. Now here you are. You wake up, rush through traffic, work 9 to 5, drag your body home, eat, sleep, and repeat. You joke about being broke, you scroll past people flashing wealth, you tell yourself they are lucky or corrupt or different. But deep down you wonder, is this it? Most people never escape, not because they're not smart, but because no one ever showed them the path. They live their entire life working for money, never realizing money is supposed to work for them. But you've made it to the end of this video. That alone puts you ahead of most people, because now you know money flows to value, value flows to solving problems, real wealth flows when you build systems that kill without you. So let me leave you with this. If you're going to suffer in life, let it be for something worth it. Let your suffering be meaningful. Let your stress be in building, not begging. Let your sacrifices create freedom, not more chains. And if you ever feel lost again, just remember the equation. Stop chasing money. Chase problems, solve them, and scale. That's the only math that leads you to wealth. And when you get there, not if, but when. Don't forget the people still stuck in the matrix, because your greatest flex won't be the car or the mansion. It will be that you broke the code and helped others do the same. Now go, build, become. And if this video sparked something in you, share it, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.